And my presentation is why we have dreams. So according to Hannah Nicole, a writer for Medical News Today, published on July 31st, 2015, said that 95% of our dreams are forgotten by the time we wake up. So how many of you have forgotten a dream by the time you woke up, or had a dream but didn't really know why? Okay, it's like almost all of you. So, whenever we have a certain dream, we don't really know why, which made me get inspired to know like why that even happens, and to know why dreams are important on a day-to-day basis. Learning about dreams will help you with your understanding of how our brains work. So first, I'm going to talk about how our brains work and the background of dreams, and then second, I'm going to talk about why we have small fragmented images in our head, and lastly, I'm going to talk about the phases that we have while we go to sleep. So first, what are dreams? Dreams have been around since because they thought that it was coming from from the devil, like a temptation from the devil. According to Dream Moods, published on December 3rd, 2013, by an anonymous author. A dream is depicted as a set of images and emotions that run through a person's mind. So in essence, a dream is a vivid emotional stage in a person's head. And the dream usually lasts around 5 to 20 times. And then, according to Hannah Nicole from Medical News Today, published on July 31st, 2015, said that many of our dreams happen during REM sleep. So now that you have like a background information about sleep and dreams, and you have somewhat of information of what makes a dream, let's talk about the causes that make you go to sleep and have a dream. So to better understand that, I'm going to talk about what you have to go through. So there are many reasons why we go to sleep at different times. The first reason is called circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is it's controlled by the part of your brain called hypothalamus, which tells us when we are thirsty, sleepy, or hungry, and basically tells us our moods. It also tells us when we want to do something. And then the second reason is environmental arousal. Environmental arousal is when our body has high arousal from stress, excitement, or just from anything really, which makes us sleep later throughout the day. And then the last one is called sleep deprivation, which is the process of like having the lack of sleep and therefore not doing the task correctly. According to a research that Bacoff, a professor in psychology, and his colleagues wrote in an article in 1991 published in Psychological Bulletin, said that a few people that they researched on didn't do their task well after a few hours of sleep deprivation. And then there are two theories of why we have dreams and go to sleep. The first theory is repair theory, which basically means that our brains, when we're asleep, they're kind of like repairing themselves, so they're having like a new start. Therefore, our dreams can always like continue or refresh. And then the second theory is called adaptive theory, which basically means that we adapt to sleep. Our sleep is involved. So what that means is that, well, people believe that that early humans and animals died fast because they used too much energy and exposed themselves to danger, which led them to die. And because of the lack of sleep, they think that we should sleep longer in order to survive longer. And then, now that you have some information about some causes of sleep, I'm going to talk about what steps we have to do before we go to like the dream state. So when we go to sleep, we have this process called electroencephalogram, which allows sleep researchers to see the brain activity that goes while we sleep. And there are 5 steps. Well, the researcher that mainly does this is called Levi Perez. He's a researcher, well, professor and journalist in psychology, and he wrote it in his book called Enchanted Steps of Sleep. And it basically means that people have to go to sleep in order to see the activity. And many of the time, people don't see the effect it has until they see that their body is mainly active during REM sleep. And then there's 5 stages. The first stage is light sleep. The second is when our bodies start to calm down. The third is deep sleep. And then 4th and 5th are REM sleep, where our bodies are temporarily paralyzed to not move around and not like act out our dreams. So that's that. And you can see like how the right is more active than the left. So now that you have more information about sleep, I hope that you understand the process and the background information of why we have dreams. And the next time that you have a dream, just know that it might be because of the day you had, or you might want to accomplish something that you want to do.